Are you tired yet? Good. Everyone's going to speak. I'm going to give you a quick tour de force of the lessons I learned opening this place. And then at the end, there's a quiz. And yeah, quiz. So you don't, what is your name, Jackson? Quiz. It's not graded. You'll be fine. You won't be graded. Take it easy. You can cheat. Absolutely. I encourage cheating. If you cheat on this one, I'm really worried about you. So there is a quiz, so you can write it down or you can use your phone. Doesn't matter to me. It's all good. But it's at the end. I have to yell at you for a few minutes. And then, are we good? Is that working? Let's see. Okay. Can I kill these lights? Woo! Thurman, let's open up the top blinds as well. Is that okay? Just the top ones.
He knows how this place works. So for those of you that don't know, this is Dean Edmondson, Dr. Michael Edmondson. He's the director of the school, and he's an amazing human being.
Stop. Are we good? Are we ready?
Yeah, I think I need to open some lights. I was going to fall asleep.
No one ever falls asleep with me. It's never happened in 30 years of teaching. Okay, so this is the New Jersey City University of Fort Monmouth facility. I'm going to give you 10 lessons I learned opening this place. So quick. Hopefully this works. Catherine, you may have to. It's not working.
No, it has to be. You have to point it to the equipment.
Nope. Yeah, you're on the wrong screen. Are we good? Yes. Are you sure? Probably. Let me try this again. Oh, don't go anywhere, Thurman.
There we go.
Thurman is the best, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Thurman.
He's the best. So I always do a disclaimer. I'm loud. I'm in your face. I'm from Philly. Some people are fine with that. Others get scared. And my bark is much worse than my bite. People online, you're lucky you're not in my viewing too much. So you can mute me. These people here can't mute me, so you're lucky you can mute me. Although my colleague said even when I'm on mute, they can hear me. So don't laugh at that statement. That's not funny. Let me just give you a quick situational analysis. On the left is what I inherited, and obviously you see where we're at now. Why are we here? NJCU was at Brookdale's Wall campus for 15 years. Great partners. This parcel of land came available in 2017, and since our mission is to serve, Hispanics and minority-serving individuals, we thought, why don't we serve them better in this part of the state by opening up, this campus. So I got here April 1st, 2018, as Dean of a Professional Education Lifelong Learning. This has already been in development. So then I became Dean of College Professional Studies. And then on September 1, they asked me to take this over. So about, I don't know, how it's 360, 720, like 800 days had gone by before I got this. So 800 days have gone by, thousands of conversations and decisions were made, and I inherited. I'm like, okay. This is what it looked like. In March, I started asking strangers to come for a tour. Therese, did you bring Bonnie, I think? Bonnie was in the other room. Yeah. Therese came. We had our boots on, hard hats. There was mud everywhere. There were no windows. It was freezing cold. It was a disaster. That's what some of the pictures look like. I got others as well, but I'm going to bore you. So did I do the 300 and? Yeah. So I had 303 days to move over 300 students in here. Because we told Brookdale, thank you. Brookdale knew that we were coming here. So July 1, 2021 was the deadline. So I had 303 days from September 1st, 2020 to July 1, 2021. And if you remember, let's not forget, I know our memories aren't all that great. That's during COVID. Right. Yeah, opening up a $20 million capital project during hopefully the only global pandemic of our lifetime, right? Hopefully we don't see one for many more centuries. So lessons learned. Number 1, travel outside your comfort zone. You're never going to get anywhere in life if you avoid the fear zone, learning zone, and growth zone. I inherited this. Every day was wildly uncomfortable for me to come here. And all I would do is sweat bullets. I'm like, are we ever going to get this thing open? I held a firm belief, but I was certainly quietly petrified. but I was also wildly outside of my comfort zone. That's okay. That's the only time we're going to grow. This was the front of the building. You can see there's not even the sidewalks or anything there. They're putting probably the water conduit there at that point of the construction. We built out the facade and kept the parts of the original facade, and some of the original windows were in still good shape. You can see the flasking of the rooftop. We put a whole new roof in as well. Was a Thoreau that said in the 1830s, 40s, 50s, most men go to the grave with the, most men lead lives of quiet desperation and go to the grave with the song still in them. That's because they don't leave their comfort zone. And we forget that. Look, we're humans. By nature, we want and do everything that makes us comfortable. We just do. We hang out with people that make us comfortable. We watch the news that makes us comfortable. We can design these things, right, that run our lives to make us comfortable. You can write your Spotify playlist. You customize your entire life. So what we've done over the last, and again, this is like a 3-hour talk, but I'm reducing it to 25 minutes. Everything we've done in our life is to make our lives more convenient and more comfortable. That's not a way to grow. You don't do one push-up and call it a day. You don't do one sit-up and get a six-pack. You break the muscles down, get them uncomfortable, let them rest, and they grow, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it. Lesson number 2, remind yourself you do not know what you do not know. The easy thing as a human is to say, I know it all. I have a PhD in history, trained by a German historian. No one's more arrogant than me. I'm more arrogant than you could possibly believe. I never pull out the arrogance card. Why? I don't know anything. I know this much about a tiny topic for my dissertation, which means I know this much about everything else. But if you've convinced yourself that you know everything, congratulations. I don't. Then you're smarter than me. You've got to ask yourself, why must you read, and this is another exercise we could do, we have time, the words that come out of your mouth, are they statements during the day or are they questions? How many questions are you asking versus how many declaratory statements are you making? So when I'm interacting with someone, I'm assessing them and they don't even know it. But we start having a conversation and this person is just talking to me and giving me statements. I probably don't want to be their A, certainly not their friend, and B, I don't want to work with you. Because you know everything. And I just simply don't. I don't. I'm attracted to people that ask questions. I always have been. I had some work done recently in my house with the electrician. Chris, I love this guy. And I'll ask him questions like, I'm not really sure. Let's figure that out. I'm like, oh my God, I love this guy. Because he's not, he's not a know-it-all. And he figures it out. We figure it out together, whatever. Lesson number 3. Do not let what you can't do get in the way of what you can do. Stop the bitching, the moaning, the complaining about what you can't do. Just stop it. Focus in on what you can do so that you can make forward progress. Again, the path of least resistance is the human default. What's the easiest thing for me to do? Complain. Congratulations. How's that going to help? How's that going to help? And you're probably complaining about somebody else where you should be complaining about yourself. But we don't want to complain about ourselves because that means we're going to take responsibility and do something. But we don't want to do something because we're going to focus in on what we can't do. Congratulations. And when you come to me and I listen to the words you're using and all you're doing is telling me what you can't do, I will throw it back in your face. Well, what can you do? I don't know. I've never thought about it. Right, because the easiest thing to do is complain about it. For the love of all things. Let go of perfection. In the other class, they had a whole row of perfect people. I'll explain that with the quiz. You'll see that what I mean. Let go of perfection. Worry about progress. People don't want to start some aspect of their life until it's perfect. Like I got to have a certain amount of money in the bank, or I got to wait till my kid's a certain age, or I got to wait till I finish this, or I do this, or do that. What are you waiting for? Perfect. There's no perfect time ever. Ever. Start what it is that you want to do see what comes of it. So, but some people can't. They're like, no, it's got to be perfect. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't. Opening this place, it was far from perfect. It just wasn't. It was the middle of the pandemic. The wallpaper out on the other side of the wall, was delayed. The refrigerator was back ordered. The podiums behind Thurman and this podium here. These podiums, where they were built, the production facility had a COVID outbreak, so it shut down for 2 weeks. Like, it was one imperfect thing after another. Okay. So I always said, well, what can I do? Well, what can I do is turn my attention to something else. That's on the back burner for 2 weeks. Let me go over here and focus my attention. And that's where being a conductor comes in. Now, this is probably, I wouldn't say it was the hardest. This is probably actually the easiest thing, because I love talking to people. I just love talking. I love the human experience. I love our thoughts. I love our gray matter. I love how each person is so different. And I had to deal with, I think I had 24 here. I'm not even sure. I had to know a little bit about all of this, which may be dangerous. So, when I did the ribbon cutting ceremony, I thanked the lead person out of all these offices. I said them by name, because I thought they were my team. All I really did was bother everyone, and I'm really good at it. Get it done. Get on a dog with a bone. Get it done. Get it done. Get it done. Yes, Michael. Yes, Michael. Because I had people chirping in my ear. Michael, is it getting done? Yeah, it's getting done. No, we're done. Be a conductor. Now, some people don't want to be a conductor. That's absolutely fine. You got to know your place. You'd rather be like first chair violin. That's perfect. Like, you got to know what is it that you want to do. That's where the self-assessment comes in. Lesson number 6, take responsibility. Students were coming in the week of July 1. It was on me. It was on me. People were coming, like Therese and others, in March of last year. I bring faculty members, I bring other members of the community. They're like, you think you'll be in by July 1? Now, this place was wide open. I mean, I think the ceiling just got done the other day. I'm kidding. But that's how it was. It was pretty close. It was pretty close. And I love TR's quote: "If you could kick the person in the pants responsible for most of your trouble, you wouldn't sit for a month." And I would go home thinking, my God, I have all this on my shoulders. But then I'm like, well, no, you don't. Stop being dramatic. I had this conversation with myself. I had an hour ride home. Stop being so dramatic. You got a whole team of people. And stop being an asshole to yourself. I just talked to myself. I got from Philly, so I had this violent conversation. Right? And I'm like, what did you not do today that you should have done? Thank God, there's no camera in my car. Instead of carpool karaoke, it would be carpool insanity. So I took responsibility. Every day I had to come in and say, all right, here's what's going to happen. Use your voice to speak for others, lesson number 7. Across the hallway here, last door on the right as you got to the parking lot, is a faculty staff lounge. When I inherited the project, there was no lounge. Well, I need a place with a sink and a refrigerator and a microwave for faculty and staff. That was a battle. I won that battle. Next door, immediately to the, when you got to these doors, make a right, of course, classroom on the right, is a long conference room. That was not here when I took it over. I won that battle. I lost the other 85 battles, but I won 2. And that's all I had to do was win those 2. Because they dealt with people. I needed a place for my board of trustees to have a private meeting, closed meeting, and I needed a place for my other people to have lunch. So I won those 2 battles. And they weren't easy battles. But whatever. Dog with a bone. Embrace the ambiguity. This is like a very long workshop that I'm condensing. So this kind of freaks people out. They can't look at it too long. Their eyes automatically go over here. So Embracing Ambiguity was the title of my 7th book that just came out probably in January, so a couple months ago now. And I'm looking really about how life is post-pandemic. And what's separating those that succeed from those that don't, or those that can embrace this. The ambiguity of life. Not just work, but of life. And let me give you an example, because this kind of ties in with some of the other lessons. So the floor out here, the first one, the bathroom tiles were stuck in the Mediterranean for I don't know how many weeks. I'm like, just tell me. Will they be in by July 1? Yeah, we should be okay. I'm like, all right, well, do something. July 1. Every day I told people July 1. So that when the floor got done out here, The flooring company brought in a riding mower, like, riding lawnmower, and underneath the mower was a sweeper. Thank you, brush. Brush was the word, the big word I was thinking of. The brush. And so the guy's brushing, they're riding along, brushing the floor, and it's wet, because they would polish it up. And when it dries, this is what happened. This is what they discovered. The brush picked up a sheet metal screw. Yeah. And scraped the floor from the door all the way down. So I come in the next morning, and Dave, I love Dave, he's the construction manager. And construction people are like the operator on a different plane. He's like, see the floor? I'm like, what floor? Back on. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? And I'm walking down this hallway, and it's all scratched. I'm like, oh my God. And he told me that story, that there's again, there's nails and screws, it's everywhere, it's a construction site. So they did a good job, but it's not a perfect job, right? And so this poor guy riding it picked up this sheet metal screw, unbeknownst to him, scraped up the whole floor. So I just took a breath, my yoga training teaches me. After my head popped off, I gathered my breath. I said, okay, what's up, right? And they calmly said, it's an insurance adjustment. They're going to put the claim into the adjuster, insurance company, and I'll take care of it. Just like that. I'm like, okay. I didn't ask when, what was the point? And 3 months later, it got done. Progress, not perfection, and it was it. We opened it that way. And every damn tour I gave, I had to tell that story. Because they're like, well, why is the floor like that? I'm like, oh my God, when is this floor being fixed? I'm tired of telling the story.
You had a sign there.
Oh, so annoying. Recognize the unpredictability of external factors. It was during a pandemic. You're not controlling anything. You're just not. Another one of my favorite images. We want success to look like this. This is what it took to open this building. It was just one deal. Every day was another issue. Okay. Okay. And ask questions. Don't make statements. Ask questions and figure out who can help you get it done. It's during the pandemic. People were out sick all the time. We had to wear masks all the time. It was just one thing after another. Okay. Okay. And then lesson number 10, stay focused on the goal. Probably the most important thing I ever did was go around every day and tell people, they're coming. We told Brookdale, David Stott, President Brookdale knew, okay, NJCU's moving out June 30th. We told the students and faculty last 2 weeks in June, you're going to be out, you're going to be homeless, but you're going to be moving into a brand new facility the week of July 5th, we said, July 4th weekend. And so the TCO, the temporary certificate of occupancy, we needed it by July 1. So, I don't know, sometime around March of last year, they were like, oh, the TCO will be issued like in April 15th. I'm like, oh, it's fine. Plenty of time, just some breathing time to move everything in, do the marketing and whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Then April 15th became like April 30th. I'm like, whatever. Then April 30th became May 30th. And I'm like, we're running out of days. Then it became June 15th. And then my head popped off. I'm like, wait, what? They're like, don't worry, like it'll be good. I said, guys, July 1, they're coming. 300 plus students are coming. They're homeless, and they're not emailing me. They're going to email all of you guys. Get it done. And so they did. They worked around the clock, on the weekends. They were here with the fire inspector testing all 300 sprinklers or however many there are in the building. And June 30th, we got the TCO. And I exhaled over that weekend, and we came in July 5th and started our time here, which is, again, less than a year ago, right? It was like 8 months ago, 9 months ago, whatever it was. Stay focused on the goal. Help them stay focused. All right, here's your quiz. Everyone take out a pen, paper, use your phone. Here's what you're going to do. You got 10 questions to ask yourself. How often in the last 30 days did you, we're going to go through all 10 lessons, travel outside your comfort zone? Never, rarely, sometimes, often, always for each of them. Never 0 points, rarely 1, sometimes 2, often 3, always 4. 40 is a perfect score. As an FYI, I never score 40 when I do this. I've never been perfect. I just don't I'm not perfect. So in the last 30 days, how often did you travel outside your comfort zone? If you said sometimes, you get 2 points. Do that for all 10, and then we're going to talk about everyone's total score in about 3 minutes. I'll give you 3 minutes to do this. Don't overthink it. And then I'm going to ask you which one you want to work on. Not more than one. Like the last class, I want to work on, no, one you work on. Because you're setting yourself up for failure if you try to work on more than one. Which one do you want to work on? So how often did you do these? Total up your score. We'll go around and talk about everyone's score. Then we'll talk about what everyone wants to do, and then we'll get out of here. I'll give you 3 minutes. I'll shut up. You can use your phone if you wish.
Dr. Mike.
You.
Hi, for those of us virtual, can you just tell us what they are again? Because I kind of got messed up with number 4 and 5.
I'll tilt the camera.
Oh, I told you, terminals, Shay. I'm sorry. My bad.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, as he's doing, let's see, can you see it now? Can you see it now?
Much better.
There you go. Thank you, Thurman. You're welcome. I just need like 2 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah, we're all set.
Perfect.
You have 7.
5, 7, oh. Very nice. Yeah.
So true.
Right? They just operated it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Right. It's all good. They deal with the ambiguity of construction every day. So when I'm looking at it, I have a heart attack, and they're like, oh yeah, we're
Like, it's so calm.
so calm. Yeah. Dave like never raised wall. If someone screwed up, like one of those contractors did, like they'll screw up like every now and then. Like I saw him go ballistic, and I love him for that. But otherwise, he's like, yeah, it's all good. I'm like, there's no ceiling. The windows are back ordered. Yeah, it's okay. I'm like, what are you going to do with those windows? He's okay. I'm like, okay. Okay, are we ready? Do we have a score? We have maybe another second here. Okay, maybe another second. Do you have a list of people online? Do you know who's
Yeah, we know who's.
do you know who's online? Okay.
When do you need the list?
I'll tell you what I do. Those online, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to bother everyone here for their score, and then I'll get to you all for your score. So be ready to.
And then we'll put them on the screen.
Yeah, you can put them on the screen. Yeah, there. So if you're in here, score, and then we'll do online score. Okay, 10 more seconds to get your score together. And look, when they do touch-up paint work, see how the grays don't match?
Yeah.
Progress, not perfection. Work it, and they're like, oh, we never noticed it until you pointed it out. Yeah, but you notice these things. It's all good. All right. Start in the back. Never trust the kids in the back. All right, what's your number? 19. 21. All right, the two troublemakers. What's your number? 29. 29. Okay. Good. 29. Good.
22.
22. 23. Why are you not ready? Wait. 20. Did you do it? Damn it, Michelle. 23. 20. Oh my God, 30. All right, online people, you got a list? Where are, oh wait, Thurman, can we see the people online? There we go. Okay, Debbie, what's your number?
All right, I have 6 5s and 4 4s, so I have 46.
The total number, love, total number. Why is this so hard? Total number.
46.
Thank you. Joanne.
34.
Brianna.
23.
Josh.
Unmute.
Unmute.
23.
Good, Megan.
25.
Tina.
20.
Ann.
32.
31.
Which Ann?
Okay, good. And is Bree
She's in Florida.
in Florida?
Hi.
Why are you here if you're in Florida? Go ahead.
It's only because of Catherine.
Yeah, is it your sister? Yeah. What's your
sister?
story?
Yeah, no, I got 27.
Excellent. Now.
Carol.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, who did I miss?
Carol.
Where's Carol? Oh, Carol, I'm sorry. They told me to ignore you. I was just paying attention to what Therese said. Go ahead, Carol.
18.
18, very good. Now.
No way.
Don't be criticizing me. Are you serious, ladies? There's no right score. It is your score. And what you could do is you could trend this over time. You could take this assessment at the end of each month and look back and say, wow, in January I was 24. In February I had a really bad month. Whatever happened, I dropped to 18. But in March, I got my act together and I got it up to 29, and in April, 32, and then 34, I kind of had some consistency. What you're doing is you're looking at yourself, but inside. All we do is judge each other by how we look, right? We look in the mirror, we want to make sure if we have hair, I have less of it each day, that it's clean, nothing in my teeth, my clothes match, but we don't look inside, right? So what these assessments do is they help you look inside. And I'll end with this before we get to the very last question, which is which one do you want to work on? I always tell the story whenever I speak, when I can, about Ted Turner's father. Now, some of us at a certain age know Ted Turner. You're close to my kid's age, you may not know Ted Turner. My nerves as the older I get. But nevertheless, Ted Turner's father, Ted Turner Sr., started a billboard business in the South. And then he would start to purchase radio companies, and that's how he made his fortune. Ted Jr. is about 15, 16, 17, mid-teens, and he tells the story in his biography, Call Me Ted, which came out probably about 10 years ago. And when I read this part of the book, I actually started crying. I had to put it down because I didn't know this part of the story. Ted Turner Sr. one day comes home, says to his son, look, son, you need as many dreams as you need 2 lifetimes to achieve them, because I've achieved everything I've ever dreamed of, and I don't know what to do with it. And shortly thereafter, what did Ted Turner Sr. do? Committed suicide. So Ted Turner, that quote, I try to tell everybody. I don't want to hear about a dream job. I don't want to hear about a dream home, a dream life, a dream marriage, a dream partnership, you have one dream. You literally have one dream job. That job probably isn't even going to exist in 3, 5, 6, 7 years. You should have so many dreams, and not a bucket list. You can have a bucket list. You have free will. Do whatever the hell you want. But as I told the other group, I don't have a bucket list because I'm not a slave to a list. I don't have a to-do list. I don't have a task list. I have no list in my life. No list. Everything I do goes on my calendar. Michelle, do I have a to-do list? No. No, everything goes on my calendar. Because tasks and to-dos take time. And where do you find time? On your calendar. So I'm not a slave to a bucket list, because if you're checking off the list, like you got to bungee jump, you got to jump out of a plane for some God unknown reason. Why you got to jump out of a plane to feel alive? You'd rather do that than tell someone how you feel about it. That tells you a lot about the human experience. Your nose is to that bucket list, and you're checking it off. Meanwhile, you're missing everything around you.
Wait, what if your list is on a calendar?
Your list could be on a calendar. We'll talk. That's a sneaky way of doing it. We'll talk. What one thing do you want to work on? What one last thing as we wrap up here? What one thing do you want to work on over the next? Not 2 things. No one give me 2 things. And Carol, I say you, Carol. No, one thing. We'll do the virtual people first. Carol, what one thing do you want to work on? Unmute yourself. Unmute, for the love of God. Unmute yourself.
Number 3, energize what I can do.
Great, Debbie, one thing. Unmute yourself.
I'll do 5, see myself as a conductor.
Good. Joanne.
Number 3.
Okay. Brianna.
Number 4.
Good. Josh.
See myself as a conductor.
Good. Megan?
Number 1, stepped outside of my comfort zone.
Great. Tina?
Don't let what I can't do get in the way of what I can do.
Thank you. And Laporta?
3, energize what you can do and not on what you can't do.
Great. And Devon?
Same as the other Ann.
Great. Bree? Dwyer?
See myself as a conductor.
Great.
Pod.
Go ahead.
Number 1.
Number 3, energize what I can do versus what I can't do.
Number three. Number three. One.
Comfort zone.
Comfort zone. Comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone! Damn it! Could you imagine 4 hours of this? People are always like, what is your name?
It's Elfrida.
Alfreda. Give me one, Mo. Give me one.
Take responsibility to get things done.
Excellent. Thank you.
Number 9, recognize the
Predictability. Yeah. Life is unpredictable.
Oh, now it's up there.
Progress, not perfection.
Yes. Yeah, don't worry about
That's number 1.
Good. Good.
Progress over perfection.
Progress. Great. Go ahead. Head. Very good. 8. 3. Are you ready for me?
I'm ready. Progress is better than perfection.
Focus on one goal. I still say the reason that we're here
I love
is
you.
I badgered everyone about July 1. Every single day I came here in my boots and in the mud, freezing. There's no place to work. With that, there's 31 acres here. The buildings adjacent to us have to be torn down. One of them was the construction office. So that did have like Wi-Fi. So I'd work in there and then, just walk through here all the time. You guys have been awesome. What questions might you have? Questions, thoughts? Hopefully it wasn't too nerve-wracking to put up with me. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry. Oh, wait. Can you go back to my presentation? I'm sorry. Sorry. My bad.
Can we get a print-up of this?
Yeah, actually, yeah, again. So if you go to my website, michaeledmonsonphd.com/March 22. I thought today was the 22nd. I don't know what to do. So the PDF is there. That's my email address, my LinkedIn. I also have a daily question for every day of the year. It's my lifelong passion project. It's
Do you have cards too, like business cards?
business cards are over there on the table. Yeah, I'll hand them out in a minute. Yeah, but navigatetochaos.com is also me. I think I'm at Chaos Navigation on Instagram
I have a question.
every day. Yes.
I didn't realize, I know you're doing so much in so many different areas of your life. I don't know how you do it all, but Navigate the Chaos is amazing. I don't know. I just came upon it about a week ago. How do you keep up with all that?
You know what is Navigate the Chaos is it's therapeutic for me. It just is. What I did 10 years ago, I had a job in Philly, so I would take the train over to the city. And I would get those quote of the days, word of the days, historical events of the days, and I would read them, and I started putting them together in stories. And then I'm like, okay, well, that's nice. And I put it in like a notepad in my phone. And then one thing led to another. I'm like, well, why don't I just come up with a question? And then after like 2 or 3 years of doing it every so often, I gave myself the goal of pick a different question every day of the year. And doing that is kind of a thing in the blog world, do a different blog post for every single day of the year. And it's very hard to do. It's very hard. So I did it, and then I just kept revising and updating the questions. And now if you put them all in a book, the book is like 780 pages thick. But they're all there. Can you go to navigatethechaos.com real quick, just so they see it? Can you easily do that?
Yes, please. 1 second.
He can do anything. He's
Just escape out of that. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, navigate. NAVIGATE. Navigate the chaos. CHAOS.com. And every morning, it's the very first thing I do when I wake up. I update them. So there it is. That's today's question. How often can you be non-attached? And I talk about, it's not Viagra, like the product. Viagra is a Sanskrit word, which means non-attached. And if you study Buddhism at all, most of life's suffering is because of our attachments. Our attachments to people, our attachments to things, our attachments to jobs. And if you become non-attached, you're actually a much happier person. So today's blog post is all about being, and you can click on that, that's the picture on the left. the help, yeah, just click on that. And then that takes you to the actual blog post itself. And then, yeah, so, and as you scroll all the way up, do calendars real quick, calendars. So you can even download, there's a Google Calendar, see every day has a Google. So you can easily, I have it on my calendar. So this is my way of looking at myself. And then I decided, oh, maybe someone would like this. Maybe people would like this. And so I built the website. And every morning, like I do, I just updated it. I forget what the last thing I just, Kevin Costner just gave a speech, the actor, about a woman that altered his life when he was a young man struggling to be recognized as an actor. And I made that a whole new question. I kicked one old question out, put some of that material in another question, and I created a whole new question. So this is my conversation with me that others find helpful. So I share, it's free, doesn't cost anything. I mean, if you want to buy the book, you can. I have an online store if you want to buy a sweatshirt or whatever. I'm not making any money from it. I don't care about the money. I have this job that pays the bills. This is my passion project. This is what I like to do. So yeah, you feel free and continue the, thank you for saying that.
I love you.
Thank you. Oh, please
I
stop.
freaking love you.
Wow, you guys are the best. Thank you, everybody. You can bring everybody else in. Bring everybody else in.
So I just want to let you know that this all is possible today because a year ago, this man sent a random email to the executive director of the Monmouth Regional Chamber of Commerce. And I dared to open it and reach out to him. That started this relationship. He didn't know me, I didn't know him. He was just throwing the spaghetti against the wall to see what would stick.
And if you did.
And I stuck.
Yeah.
And here we are today because of this, okay? He's amazing. Definitely keep in touch with him. Come here for your events. It's a great space. We're here 2 to 3 times a month on a Friday, doing our breakfast meetings at 8 o'clock. So if you have any questions, come and see any of us. And I just want to say thank you, Michael, for everything you've done to create all this. So thank you.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't. I have to mention Therese and Kathleen because I will probably start crying, but that's okay. I got through the presentation. My mom passed away. Oh, God, Friday. It's been a week. Wednesday was the ceremony. Oh, my God. I knew I was going to start crying. Therese and Kathleen walk in with Michelle. I mean, Michelle was going to be there. Michelle wasn't. But these two, I didn't have. Like, I started crying just seeing them. That's how the kind of leadership you have at the chamber. So I really appreciate you supporting me. All right, I made it through the presentation without crying. But yeah, feel free to link in with me, email me, however I can help you, whatever you need. I'm here for you. Thank you for the invite. Thank you. And thank you, Thurman.
Yes,
For everything you always do with all these events.
And Devon, you have a question?
I do. As far as any of these PowerPoint presentations, are there going to be copies available?
I will get them all, and all of the presentations will also be on YouTube within a month.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
Oh, good.
we can email them out too.
Yes, that's-
Yeah. Cool.
All right, everyone, we are going to take a short intermission, but during this time, I would like you to check your emails and fill out your exit survey for today's event. There's about 10 questions. Some of them are a little bit longer answers, just to provide feedback, some comments, let me know who your favorite speaker was, suggestions for next year's topic. If you could please fill that out, more details the better, just so we can plan even more successful events in 2023.
Thank you. Can we give it up for this young lady over here? She's been working so hard since October. Since October, we started getting her plans for the leadership summit. And this was an amazing event. Thank you so much for your hard work and dedication to pulling it together. So thank you.
Great. Thanks for all your help with that technology.